after Pochettino's exit. Eyebrows were raised with the appointment, Jules, of Enzo Maresca, but it's looking to be a genius stroke right now.
I don't know if he's a genius coach. Nedum knows him better than all of us from his time at City. I just think he's a very good coach. That's enough for now. He's a coach with a structure. And again, how important that is. He's a coach with young players who have the energy and the intensity to play the football that he wants, which is not given to anybody. Look at what Man City and Guardiola are struggling to do now because of that lack of intensity. Chelsea have plenty of that with all those young players. And even when Romeo Lavia, for example, who for me was the best player in that first half, has to come off at half-time, there's still more of a plan behind. You can put Gusto at right back and Caicedo comes back a little bit more in midfield. And Enzo will have to play a little bit deeper, but you make it work because your structure is so good with the ball, without the ball, in attack, in defense, in transition, but also in possession. All of that, this is what you do. And I think the other best thing that Maresca has done, and that comes from Pochettino, and probably the only good thing that Pochettino, and I said that to Nedum today, that Pochettino did for Chelsea Football Club last season in what was a chaotic season, was to qualify them for the Conference League in Europe. Not a competition that you want to play, that your fans enjoy, that the club enjoy, because it doesn't bring you any money or any glory, really. But it enables you to play Team A in the league, Team B in Europe. So your players have one game a week, basically. Instead of players at Arsenal or City or Liverpool having to play every 3 days because in Champions League you need your A team anyway. For Chelsea, it's easy. You play the reserve team pretty much in Europe where they were still good enough to win that competition, and you keep your best 11 for the league games, and they're not tired. Everybody's happy within the camp because everybody plays a little bit. Okay, you would rather play in the Premier League than in the Conference League, but still, that's the idea. And I think Maresca created this incredible unity and team spirit in that team that you see on the pitch. 2-0 down, away from home, we don't panic. We know our strength. We know we can come back. And then you've got Cole Palmer, who's an absolute genius anyway.
Yes, absolutely he is. Let's continue that conversation, if we can, Nedum, on the fit that Maresca's been at Chelsea.
Yeah, for sure. I think something that I'm realising now, the more I think about it as well, is the job that was going to be required to come in at Chelsea is a manager which maybe some managers would hate because it is a group of really young players. I think on a week-to-week basis, you might see on occasions, like the oldest players on Chelsea's pitch might be Cucurella and like Robert Sanchez at 26 years of age. You know, this is a lot of players who are probably between the age of like 20 to 23. At this point, these players need development. So you need a coach that's going to be able to see them on the training ground, be able to give them the messaging that he needs for them to understand what their roles are, but understand that they do have flaws. And can you make them better? And as we see this Chelsea side, this young Chelsea side, some of them are playing the best football in their careers so far. So I think the job that Maresca's done has been very, very impressive. I think when you listen to the players speak, none of them have a relationship with him as such, but they're very clear in understanding what he wants from them. They're very clear in sort of working on the details. And I think that's something that's changed a lot across all the years, say when I've played, when Kasey played and so on. I think in the past we had managers who were supported by coaches and there were general things. But these days it's the specifics that I believe can bring out the best in players. Look at the way Nicholas Jackson's playing this year. Look at the style in which Neto plays. Look at the style in which Cucurella's playing. Look at Sancho playing some of the best football that we've seen in England as well. I think it's been hugely impressive. And come the start of the season when we had all these critiques about the size of the squad, which are still valid critiques, by the way, because there are people like Ben Chilwell who are still there at the football club, you know, the former club captain. But as Jules has mentioned, there's enough football right now for everybody to feel like they are still part of something and the team is winning. The belief is there. And if I can just mention one last thing. A year ago, they were fighting over penalties. You were seeing 3-4 players coming up to each other saying, no, I want to take it. I need to take it. I need this. I need that. Felt like a bunch of individuals. Whereas now, as one player scores, everybody goes and celebrates together. How many people you've seen doing the Cole Palmer celebration behind Cole Palmer as he wheels off into the corner? You know, that's the definition of good vibes, and that comes from more than just winning games. You know, that's the whole culture that's being set by the new manager, Maresca.
And I think with that culture, what I like seeing from particularly a young team is take advantage of the youth and the energy that comes from being young and wanting to impress and having that ability, because they outworked Tottenham. And that's, you can't put a price on that. If you're able to work harder than your opponent away from home, 2-0 down, and then work your way back into a victory, take what you have available to you. If you have young and you have energy, then press that energy. And that made a big difference in I think not only in today's match, but what we're seeing from Chelsea coming in and week out that they have the ability to outwork your opponent.